Hey, what's up? This is AP Nas tuning in from Brooklyn, New York. We here with Danaya Azure Radio, #1 in the world, man.
Let's go. He's done his research. What's going on?
Yes.
Hello, AP Nas. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Good, good. So I met the phenomenal AP Nas on Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have heard that a lot. I've met some amazing people on Clubhouse. Shout out to my girl, Poker Blue. Introduced me to this phenomenal
Big shout
talent.
out. Support.
Yes. So how did you originally get into music?
Originally, like music was something my family could tell you. Like I remember being young and I heard Bow Wow, and I was like, "Damn, this is a little kid and he's rapping." And that was like my dream. They'll tell you like I used to run around the house, little Bow Wow. You just don't know, like so. I just love music. I originally got into it, let's say probably like what 1920. Really got into the studio and started recording. Probably 2021, I started putting out music, doing shows, mixtapes, videos, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up. So what do you think it was that made you focus? Because there were some kids that were rapping, but what made you like so intrigued with Bow Wow and what he was doing?
It was really more of like as me thinking about it being older now, I feel like it was just really being able to see someone that looked like me be able to do what I wanted to do,
Mm-hmm.
and it just struck something in me. Like since then I always music, rapping in my head, freestyling, writing down. Even before I could spell the words properly, I'm still writing down, writing rap. My brother find my rap book. He found all the misspelled words. Like, but yeah,
Most
that's,
definitely. I think the biggest thing for me when it comes to Bow Wow was the fact that he was so intentional on making sure that he had his education, making sure that his grades were good, because
mhm.
rap was on the back burner. It wasn't like, oh, I'm a rapper, I can just throw everything else away. They're like, no, no,
This
no. He had to have his grades on point in order to continue to be an artist, and I think that was really cool.
Yeah, definitely him. And another big thing was Nas. He was
Yes,
like,
obviously.
I know I can be what I want to be.
Yes.
That's something that stuck with me my whole life, like since I heard that song. So, and
Explain to the people what feeling you got when you heard that record, because I need people to understand the power of music.
I felt like I could do anything, especially that time in music. I was young, but I still remember that time in music. You would hear, I believe I could fly right after that. So it was like I could do anything. Like it was no ifs, ands, or buts. I always knew that I could make it. I will make it. I made it. So like with music, I always just knew. Like my mother, I told her from young, like your son, I'm your lottery ticket. Like you made it already. Like,
I love it. I absolutely love that. And lyricist 8P Nas is my guest here on Danaya Azure Radio. So, what was the very first song that you, or very first rap that you ever wrote, and what was it about? Do you remember?
the very first rap, uh, you want a very first full song? I
Mm-hmm.
had I have
Yes. Yep. The
like my
very
very
first full
first
song.
full song that I ever made was a song I released it at the time on like SoundCloud, and it's on other platforms too, but it was a song called Check.
Okay.
And I just remember like I was taking the train. I had to go all the way, the last stop, all the way into the Bronx. My brother, he set me up with like a job with his one of his friends. He had it, so I had to go all the way to the thing. And truthfully, being where we from, I could find a bunch of different other ways to achieve more than what I'm about to think. But it's just like My brother's trying to put me on the right stuff. So I'm like, all right, let me go to work. And one day I'm on the train and I'm just taking this long train ride. And I just said, for the love of the hustle, the grind, the time I shine, I'm flexing, just look at my neck. Need me a Cuban, a matching set. Ballin' so hard, man, I think I'm a vet. Took me some time, but I ran up a check. And then I just kept going from there. But that's one of
Nice.
my first songs. That's like my first complete song. I wrote the hook, verse, probably one of the longest songs I ever wrote too. But it's like on that song, I voiced a bunch of stuff that I was going through in life, friends that I thought that I would take a bullet for, God forbid, but that switched on me. A lot of situations, even that point in life, now even more, it's just that was a way of me like venting because I never spoke to anyone. I never really told my problems. So it was like
Right.
music was always my way of that was my only way of venting because I wasn't talking to anyone to tell them what was exactly going on. So that was my only way. If you catch it in my music, you catch it. But I always put like, especially those times, I put so much effort, thought into like every word, everything is. If you hear it, that's probably a song where 10 years from now they're still figuring out what I was saying.
Absolutely. So, what do you think allowed you to stay out of trouble when you were younger? Because you're talking about how you grew up and all that. What
Mhm.
do you think encouraged you to go the right path instead of getting in trouble and doing the wrong things?
My father, and my older brothers. But my father always told me something, and it like rang with me. He said, "Don't ever wait for something to happen to you to learn from it."
Mm,
And there's something like he told me from young. I remember that in third grade, fourth grade. I remember since then. So that's something like I grew up different. I was raised different. My mindset is completely like different from a lot of my peers growing up. Not to say I'm better than anyone, just to say like I noticed certain things, and I noticed like certain people have a different upbringing. Like I had my father's presence in my life, so even though he probably wasn't there 24/7, but I always know he's a phone call away. I could always talk to my father. He'll sit there, come see me. So it's just like having that influence, having my older brother, he was like a father figure to me too growing up. So it's like I never seen him do anything, even though I might not have been the most perfect person, but those were two examples, like especially my father, like what he always said, like don't wait for something to happen to you to learn from it. So
and that's huge. I think
yeah.
a lot of people don't think about that piece, right? So, like, it's some parents are just like, oh, you'll learn your lesson soon. Wait.
Nah, he was one of those parents. He made sure like I wasn't babied or pampered,
Mm-hmm,
but well, when I was younger, yeah, I could get whatever. He was the greatest, but like growing up,
mm-hmm.
I wasn't baby or pampered. He always made sure that we knew the realness of life. He made sure I knew, like, yeah, you might look at someone and rate them at a certain pedestal, and you don't know they probably hate you deep down. So just like I always have my eyes open to certain situations. Even what he went through, he never involved me in it as a child, but he would
Mm-hmm.
make sure I learned from his situation as well. So it just it's just a lot of like knowledge. Really hung around my older cousins, older people. He always that was another thing he said, like when he was growing up, he never really hung around people. He never really hung around kids his age because what are you gonna teach me? So I was just saying, I was always with the older kids, learning, hanging around them, seeing. So just and
Definitely.
God too.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
God too. Him mostly.
Absolutely. And I think that's a big thing too. You have to have someone that you look up to
Hmm.
because if not, then you're just gonna do what you want to do and not really think about it as much. Especially when it comes to this business, because being in music is not easy,
At all,
despite what they think.
at all. But just got to keep pushing and keep elevating, keep opening up more doors. So
So if you could collab with anyone, living or dead, who would it be and why?
Living or dead? I could do both.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Living, probably 50 Cent or Nas.
Okay.
Who passed? I would love a Pop Smoke to feature a track with Pop Smoke while he was like alive, because he was different. Like a lot of people don't really know, like don't really hear it, but he was nice. So a Pop Smoke and a Biggie.
Nice.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest misconception when it comes to what the general public thinks about music, and especially rap artists?
It's a lot of people misguiding the youth. So certain people will sit there and say like they did the craziest things knowing they never did it, or they saying that they did the most drugs and they're sober completely. Like they won't touch a drug if you offer it to them. So it's just like in the public light now, they see what you're putting out there to the they see what you're putting out there to the public, to the kids, to the youth, and they just find a little disdain with hip hop, but that's not what it's all about. There's a lot of stand-up people. There's great artists that you probably never heard of and probably never will, just because how the industry is set, how they want it's certain music they want to push. So the music is not to say that every rapper is just going to the club, doing drugs, doing all that, but that's what being pushed. That's what's being pushed. That's what's being put on the front line. That's what's hitting the billboard. So you can't tell a young person now that's in the middle of the trenches in the hood. You can't tell him not to follow what he sees working, or not to try to be like what he see in life. You can't, because you're hanging it in their face. You're dangling that lifestyle. You're dangling all that stuff in their face, and now when they go for it, what you're gonna tell them? Oh yeah, they were wrong. You can't. But there's always a better way to go about a situation. There's always a right way, a wrong way, and yeah.
No, that's why I wanted to ask you, because I think when it comes down to music, there's a huge misconception that every rapper is balling. They're all going to the club, this and third. Nah, boo, that's not what's happening.
Yeah.
That's not how any of this works. I promise you. I'm telling you right now. I've
Yeah.
been working with artists for a very long time, and that's oh goodness, it's tricky because it's like you see the music videos and the cars and this and that and third, but then you also see them getting sued for that later on because they didn't pay for it. So there's that part.
Yeah. All that. Even me now, when I was first getting into music, I thought it was a walk in the park. You just come with the best, and oh yeah, you're gonna blow up. That music industry is expensive. It's a lot. It's a lot between you don't know if you're getting taken advantage of. It's a lot. Like so, you just always gotta go in any room with your head on your shoulder, clear mind, and just always step with your best foot forward.
Absolutely. Lyricist and songwriter AP Nas is my guest here on Danaya Azure Radio. And that's the biggest thing, right? You have to do your research before you do anything. Nobody's reaching out to you on Instagram. Let's be very clear. No one is verified is reaching out to you on Instagram for real.
Yeah.
Please do not. Please stop sending these people money. Like, why? Yeah. This is not how. You have to be very, very careful. If you're going to do a program, Make sure if you're gonna get a feature, go to the proper channels. Stop trying to cut corners.
Hmm.
Y'all losing money for what?
Yeah, because you pay somebody 30,000 and they're signed and the label won't clear it. So you just gave him 30,000. You got a song that you can listen to, but can't make a dollar from it.
Exactly. Yeah, you can play at the picnic. Like,
Yeah,
come on now. Like, what are we doing?
yeah.
You
So
have to
that's even
think.
something like me getting into it. You got to do your research, look into
Mhm.
the business side, because being an artist is one thing, but I'm not just an artist. I'm a brand. I'm me. So everything has to correlate with each other so you could get to the next level.
Now, you said something that is incredibly important. You said, I'm not just an artist, I'm a brand. Go ahead and tell everybody what else you do besides music.
I make music. I got a clothing brand coming up. I'm in the process of starting my own marijuana company, marijuana business, herbal. I don't know if well, you probably wasn't really paying attention, but I lost almost 50 pounds. Just,
Yes,
yeah.
congratulations.
Even my clubhouse days, I was chubby, just sitting down. I just had to really start working out, get my mind right fast, get everything. So I'm thinking about starting like a wellness channel, also like a traveling, because I travel a lot. I went a lot of places and I have a lot more places I want to go. I really love seeing the world. So
Yeah. So, what has been your favorite place to travel to so far?
so far, besides where I'm from, uh,
Yes, besides New York, yes.
no. My father, I'm half Guyanese, half Jamaican. So
Ah, okay.
yeah, so I love Jamaica, I love Guyana,
Nice.
but I don't know. My best vacation was either Cayman Islands or Costa Rica.
Really?
Yeah,
So, what made Costa Rica so different?
the people were nice there. It was a completely different vibe. Like I've been to Mexico, I've been other places, but Costa Rica, even for the price, the people, the environment, like it's just so beautiful. I went there twice already. I think I might still go one more time. Like I went to San Jose
Okay.
and it was beautiful over there. I stayed in a nice hotel, and then this time I think last year, last December, was in Guanacaste.
Nice.
Yeah, so
So you said you also have a clothing brand, or you're looking to start a clothing brand.
yeah,
What is going to make your clothing brand stand out above the rest?
my strategy of how I want to put it out, my quality, because I wear good clothes. Like that's always what I look for. That's always how I dress. So it's just like I know different quality. I know what's gonna if you wash it 10 times, is it gonna look dingy or is this gonna be something that you could keep forever? So I'm more looking into the quality side of stuff.
That's awesome. I love that you focus on the quality as opposed to just the
Just putting
quantity
out anything,
products.
ironing it and selling. Now that's not me. I don't like to I put quality into everything I do. My music, my art, business, anything, I'm putting my quality into it.
So who are some of the artists that you've worked with so far?
Artists I worked with a few. I worked with a couple Brooklyn artists, S. Traparazzi. I have a video with Smooth Daz. I got I got tracks with a couple Brooklyn people like Kayla James. She's a LA artist. Bagland
Nice.
High. So yeah, I got a couple of tracks with some people.
That is definitely what's up. What do you think that if you could have done it all over, What's the one thing that you wish you would have known before you started music?
One thing I wish I would have known. Hmm. The business side completely. Like even the steps to putting out your music properly, the proper channels to go through. Like there was a lot of stuff I was just learning on the hum, like as I went along, or I probably overhear something on Clubhouse. A bunch of stuff I learned on Clubhouse that I did not know about the industry, even other ways I could have been collecting revenue all this time. So yeah, definitely. I would definitely do more homework before even putting out a song. Before even another thing is, I wouldn't go to any studio because yeah, I wouldn't go to just any studio because there's a lot of people. They get the equipment, they record you, they take your money, and send you on your way. That's the end of it. You don't. I wasn't collecting
Mm,
my waves, like I wasn't collecting the proper files for certain songs. So I still have the audio, but I probably don't have my proper waves.
mm.
Master it. Is a bunch of things. Always walk with a hard drive. Yeah.
Yes, that is a big thing. Artists, if you are going to a studio, especially someone you don't know, always, always, always have your hard drives and know to have your WAV files, know to have all of your files because you paid for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're just leaving your work, your money on the table. They
Mhm.
just and a lot of these engineers, they won't even tell you like, yeah, we can send you a wave. They'll just, okay, what's your email? Or now I'm seeing some of them, they're trying to airdrop your song. I'm like,
Nope. Let me get all that on my hard drive. Thank you.
email was
Mhm.
okay. The email wasn't that bad, but airdrop, nah.
Right?
Be
No.
careful of these airdrop engineers. We're not doing that. We want physical. We want receipts. We want everything of my song. Because even I know there's a couple studios I've been to, and I hear someone play a song for me, and I'm like, that sounds real familiar. I think I said that. like,
Wow.
and it's nothing telling me other than it's the studio. So it's just be careful what studio you go to. Do research if you could, but protect yourself as well, and always get your files, your hot walk with your hard drive. You'd be great. I'm recently started building my own studio in my house, so
Nice.
it's like I really see a lot of times they were just pressing play, record, and taking my money.
Right? Like, wait a minute. This is not how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, this is the same way I sound.
Right? Like, what's the difference? Like, I'm gonna need you to do some enhancements or something. I
Mhm.
was like, oh, I'm gonna just build my own studio and have my own engineer come in because you ain't doing nothing different.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. So, when everything is said and done, what do you want your legacy to be?
the one that changed my family's direction forever. Like I want to be the one that you got a AP foundation, and every kid, every grandkid is getting something for generations and generations and generations. So they're collecting my royalties from now till whenever. Like I just want to be impactful. I want to change a lot of the negativity that was in the family. I just want to put us on a path of prosperity and greatness.
I love that. That is so sweet. And I think a lot of people are so focused on living for right now, and you're literally focused on living for the future of your entire family, and that is such
Yeah,
a beautiful space to be in for sure.
yeah. Me, all of us, like we gotta we gotta do better. We gotta do better. Like setting up the following generation
Yep, most definitely.
that is no regression because it makes no sense that I'll be rich, I live the best life, and my grandkids, my great grandkids are suffering. That's
Exactly.
not it.
Absolutely. So, what is next for AP Nas? What do we have to look forward to?
Right now, I'm working on a couple projects. I'm about to drop a freestyle video with FGS on productions, Fly Guy shit. That's run by a close friend of mine, another artist, T Boozy, and we have a lot of tracks together too. Um, but he has his platform coming out, and I'm coming on that, and we gotta do some numbers. So I'm gonna come with that A game, AP Glee. They know what's up.
I love it. I love it. So, go ahead and give your shout outs. Tell everybody where they can follow you, find you, and most importantly, book you.
All right, everybody, thank you, Danaya for inviting me. It's AP Nas, like I said, coming from Brooklyn, New York. You can follow me on Instagram at AP Nas, A.P_NAS. You can find me on any platform, streaming everywhere, right here as my name, A.PNA Nas. And yeah, I'm here. We got a lot more coming. We got a lot more work. We working every single day, every single hour, every single minute, and we going up.
That is definitely what's up. Oh, thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. And also, I want to give a special shout out and ask you guys to support Maui, that wildfire. Yeah, so please donate to www.hope4maui.org. Yeah,
Thank you. Truly appreciate you. Thank you for everything that you continue to do. And I look forward to all of your new projects. Make sure when you have your new project, bring it right back here so we can showcase it on Danaya Azure Radio.
definitely. You'll be the first one I contact with it.
That is definitely what's up. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a good one.
Take care. Bye.